What's going on again, Internet? How we doing? It's the Basement Protagonist crew, and I'm your hero host for the evening, Scumbag Sherm in the building, back again for the Internets. How we doing, guys? Will Fresh, can't complain. How's it hanging with you guys?
Was good.
What's up, family?
Can't complain, man. I don't know if people, if you're on YouTube and you see the name Sherm Spector's in the building. I'm pointing it all the way wrong over there. I'm sorry, I don't know how to work this camera. But no, this is our take on Moon Knight as it started. It's one of those big Marvel joints that we've all been anticipating. So with that being said, Fresh, I'm gonna ask you to put on the intro. All right, Internet. I don't know if you can tell tonight I'm pretty low energy. I'm not gonna lie, this series kind of started with a lot of low energy for me, so I don't know what to expect. But it's Marvel's cinematic take on Mark Spector, aka Moon Knight, who is, some will call him like Marvel's version of Batman. At least that's what Fresh was saying. I don't, I don't know how true that is, but one episode deep, I honestly thought it was a bit confusing, but it was entertaining. It was stylistic. You know what I mean? I am looking forward to episode 2. But what did you guys think? I want to, let me hear from you guys.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I know it's going to be a slow burn, just like most of the Marvel TV shows start off pretty slow. They did really lean into the supernatural real heavy. I know they're trying to launch that whole side of the Marvel universe right now, like with Blade coming up pretty soon and Wanda being a witch and whatever, but they leaned into it. Initially, he's just a dude with, like mental health issues. You don't really know who's in the driver's seat. He's got like 3 or 4 personalities, but he's just a guy who puts on a costume. He's not somebody who can summon a Spawn-like suit and, actually has abilities. You question whether he has abilities or not. Initially, he's supposed to get his strength from the cycles of the moon. He's initially a guy who was a mercenary, highly trained, and he was left for dead in Egypt. And basically, he was left for dead in a pyramid. And Khonshu, a deity, chose him to be his avatar on Earth. But you don't know how much of his real and how much of it's in his mind. So, I like that the show kind of captured that, but they really leaned into the supernatural pretty early on for me.
Fresh, what was your take? Because as Will broke that down, it was a lot of different concepts and elements that I'm like, yeah, that was kind of crazy. So this guy's not a complete nut pile, or is he? I don't, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I think from me, I got into the later editions of the Moon Knight comics or whatnot, and this feels a little different than that. He is similar to Batman, where he's a rich white man that likes, go street level, busting ass, handing out L's. They did a lot of supernatural things, and quite frankly, this first episode was quite confusing for me. I had to watch it a couple times to actually get down the actual what was happening. The villain, I never heard of him. This is the first time hearing of him. It was kind of weird that he like walking on crushed glass. It was and then like they didn't explain shit. So like you had to, if you didn't know certain things before jumping into the episode 1, you'd have been totally fucking confused. So, and I knew stuff and I was totally confused. So
they can't give you too much sauce in the first episode. Now, I think with that being said, I think they did give you enough to go on and go, maybe I should check out episode 2 because I'm confused as hell. For me, is he even rich? Because I mean, the guy Steven, I'm trying to look up his actual character name, but regardless of it, the guy worked in like the museum at the gift shop in the museum. So I don't know if he's rich or not. He had a very nice apartment.
One of his personalities. It's one of his personalities.
There we go.
The mercenary is supposed to be rich. Mark Spector is rich, not this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Not this guy. See, so yeah, Will, it's not an Egyptian amulet like powering him up like Yu-Gi-Oh! No nonsense like that. He's just a guy.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, Khonshu is, and that's what I kind of didn't like, that they didn't introduce the concept of Bass in the Black Panther. They just kind of talked about that other realm that the fallen kings were in, but Bass, Khonshu, Sidorak, the guy who powers the Juggernaut, all of them are like old deities. I can't remember if they're related or not, but they are at war with each other using avatars on Earth. You know what I'm saying? The more destructive force their avatars are on the planet, the more powered up they become. So Khonshu was initially like kind of driving Mark Spector nuts, you know what I'm saying? But he's struggling with multiple personality disorder. So I think Stephen Grant was initially in the comics just his street level guy on the street, ear to the ground type character, cab driver who just got information, just like, you know, how Bruce has that character he has that just kind of out on the streets and just can get, you know, info from people. But Mark Spector is, I believe, the rich guy, like Fresh was saying, and he's got like 4 or 5, because you got the personality where he's got the white mask and the suit, like the 3-piece suit hook up on. So yeah, Mr. Knight. So he's got multiple personalities, man. So he's you know, I haven't read any kind of incarnations of him being like on some supernatural shit.
So well then, I guess we just need to wait on the big reveal as far as the character. Now the actor itself, Oliver Isaac, has been killing the game. Who shout out to my fellow hero host, they had to remind me that I was Poe from Star Wars. I'm like, oh yeah, dang, that's where I know this guy from. So shout out to him. I think thus far he's been killing it. He's doing the multi-personality thing. He's pretty convincing, to be honest. So in the way it's shot, and let me look up the director real quick, unless you guys know it offhand. I think the way they're pacing this and telling this story, I think it's been really, 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 you know, something to look forward to. Now, as far as the episode goes, because my man didn't know who he was yet, Mark wasn't in full control, you don't get to see any action. So it kind of leaves you a lot to be desired.
Yeah, it was boring until the last 5 minutes.
See, I like that element. I liked him flipping out for 3 seconds and 5 dudes dead on the floor. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To me, I thought that was a dope element. It was a dope way to tell the story and let you. If it did one thing, I thought that was too much. It was like, why is all this happening so fast? You know what I mean? Like, first he's got an Egyptian amulet, and something's talking to him. Now he's got a demon guy chasing him, and I'm assuming that's the Khonshu that Will mentioned. But all of that just jammed into one episode. It was kind of a lot to take in, man. But this is why we watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 6 episodes, you know, so it's gonna be pretty fast paced anyway. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of they got to get the point across, man. You don't have 8 episodes, you don't have 13 episodes, you got 6. So you got some elements that's got to get, you know, you got to get to the point a little quicker.
And shout out to the director. That was Mohamed Diab. You know what I mean? You know, there's Marvel being super inclusive and giving somebody a shot, that, you know, another person of color a shot to do something great. And because it is a Disney product, a full cinematic Disney product, is getting the full star treatment. So looks wise, cinematography wise, all of that wise, special effects wise, thus far, man, it's chef's kiss. So
it's beautiful.
Yeah, thus far. But you know, we'll see how the rest of that works out. I don't know. I guess when I watch this show, it makes me wonder. And we're getting pretty close to what's his name, Doctor Strange coming out, right? Like, so if Doctor Strange is to, I'm not gonna say reset the MCU, but at least be the big catalyst of going forward. Characters like Moon Knight, I need to know where they fit in. You know what I mean? I don't know where this leaves me. And like Will said, he's not street level anymore. Now I'm kind of concerned. I'd rather him be street level than start getting Egyptian gods brought in. But you know, I guess that's what Phase 4 is all about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little concerned that they kind of got rid of like one of his major enemies in Taskmaster. You know what I'm saying? Taskmaster is like one of his main antagonists. You know, it takes a lot for somebody to be able to overcome somebody who can fight like other like supervillains and heroes. You know, that's a street level cat. So you know, they kind of messed up that trinity. Like Taskmaster is one of his main antagonists, but then at the same time, Taskmaster is one of Deadpool's best friends. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of messed that up with Ryan Reynolds getting ready to kind of come into the MCU. They kind of messed that up with having a mute, like almost robotic Taskmaster that they introduced in a Widow. And that's what I'm saying is the forethought is not as far out as everybody likes to think it is. So that's the only thing I can kind of foresee that could be an issue.
This Taskmaster was trash.
Yeah, you know, so I'm like, you know, this could be a problem. And that's one of the main things for me that I really enjoyed reading those books is Taskmaster used to put it to Moon Knight. And the only way he could beat him was psychologically. He would have to get inside of his mind and make him start to doubt himself. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's certain elements that, you know, I'm enjoying, man. The supernatural thing, I'm still just kind of on the fence about. And I haven't seen anything. I haven't been reading any books recently. So maybe that's an element that they've introduced recently, but is yet to be seen. We'll see how it shakes out once we get to episode 6.
Yeah, it's the way they did stuff a lot in, like where you bring in different new characters or whatnot. Most likely knowing how Marvel move, the main villain, that guy Ethan Hawke, he most likely is a minor character that they blowing up to be bigger to fight against Moon Knight. I don't know what's his name or how he's supposed to be perceived or whatnot, but I noticed they on a AIM or cult-like thing where everybody got that tattoo, the Libra sign tattoo going on. You know what I mean? And it was kind of wild how like. It was kind of cold-hearted. Old girl, he held her hands like, yo, to judge her. And she was like, yo, I've been good. Like, yo, something in the future might be, you might do some fucked up shit in the future and just murder her. You know what I mean? I enjoy that it brings that type of macabre into things. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, I'm all about the hands. You know what I mean? I appreciate, like, he blacking out. And then we see the afterwards of it. No, I want to see him whoop some ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see, you know what I'm saying, the aftermath unless we actually, I want to see the means, not just the results. So like, I appreciated like the last 5 minutes when Mark Spector talked to my man. Was like, yo, if you don't let me take over, we gonna die. Then you know what I mean? Then that, yo, they do break the bank when it comes to graphics. Cause that actual Moon Knight costume they had on was spectacular, fam.
Right.
That was, but that little dog creature, that didn't look good. That little whatever, what is it? I know it's an Egyptian deity type monster, or whatever.
Okay,
yeah, the thing that was breaking the door down.
Yeah, the shadow piece.
What is it? Supposed to be representative of death, but it's like 90s bad. You know what I'm saying? It don't look good at all, man. It's like their early attempts. It's like the early attempts of like werewolf type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It don't look that good.
Made it like that. It made it look like that to make it look more like dastardly or something like that.
They kept it in the shadows and kept us not really getting a good look at it because the CGI was bad. It didn't look that good.
You probably ran into a budget problem right there.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, it was. It wasn't CW bad, but it was bad.
Man's coming at you hardcore now.
You know what, my man's also like. You saw how like, I guess whoever you said his name was Bonsu, Jonsu, whatever the dude that's
Gotcha.
giving Moonlight power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was kind of, I did find it funny when he was like, "Oh, the idiot is back." You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like when he came back or whatnot, he was like, "Yo, man, do not let go of this roach." You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like the golden roach. You know what? That was it was always interesting to me. I haven't looked up into it why the Egyptians love roaches so much, because they have so many gold-plated roaches. You know
Well,
what I
that
mean?
wasn't. Those aren't roaches. Those, I forgot what those are called, but that was a flesh-eating.
Yeah.
I forgot what they're called. But that's what they use to like eat the flesh and help mummify.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They look like roaches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
Like
look like
a-
roaches, but they are not roaches.
A scarab or something like
Yes,
that.
yeah.
Don't have the Egyptian
Mhm.
experts coming hard at us. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wonder why we get back. So let
What
me
was
ask.
it?
Mhm.
We had to get that right. What was it? A Cerebus? What we was talking about earlier? That creature? I think it's a Cerebus.
Something I
Maybe,
know.
maybe.
Yeah, I know it in my head. If I can't say it out loud, it's cool.
Right.
Shadow dog.
That's the name. Shadow dog. I like it. All right, so let me ask y'all this, because this episode started off crazy and they never really explained it unless they did. So dude is sleeping in a bed with sand around it, locked himself to it, and that's because he knows somebody's inside of him, Mark Spector, and Mark Spector's got him doing crazy stuff, right? Does that sound accurate?
I think he knows. I don't think he knows about Mark per se, but I know he probably knows he's suffering from multiple personality disorder.
So
Yeah, I think he's sleepwalking. I think he's sleepwalking, where he said it like, yo, I keep ending up in places that, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't there previously. So you saw the whole gambit he put in his in front of himself, chaining up his legs, sand in front of him, tape on the doors and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it looked like Mark Spector's like, yo, fuck all that, I'll just go out the window. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you can do all that. I'm going out the window, and I'll be back to tie your monkey ass up at 4 a.m, promptly and early. So, yeah, no, it's good, man. I'm just it's so at this point. Now that I think about it, so you got the regular guy, then Mark, then. So let me get this straight. There's a third person in him that was telling him, "Hey, don't give up this scarab or whatever." Was that a third?
No, I believe that's Khonshu. That's Khonshu talking to him.
See,
But you got Mark Spector, you got Stephen Grant, and I believe it's a third one. You got Mr. Knight, we haven't seen yet. So
this is gonna
there's
have
about at least 3 or 4.
This is gonna have to translate. I don't know if Joe Casual is gonna be down with 4 personalities guy here. I don't know. And it was just on my assessment of one episode, but that's kind of convoluted, man. I'm a complete casual to Moon Knight, to be honest with you, internet. So if I'm getting confused just listening to it, I can only imagine what a lot of people are feeling. But
If they could understand multiple dimensions and multi-universes and multiverse stuff, they can understand a multiple personality disorder.
I'm about to say we're totally past in the realm of suspended belief, man. All the bullshit that goes on in Marvel. We can't do multiple personalities where people draw the line. Like, come on. You know what I mean?
I hate that they missed the mark. Then they missed that what they could have dealt with the Hulk with this. You know what I'm saying? This is the Hulk is Hulk. 10 times worse than Mark Spector is. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I think they're gonna kind of bring that to the forefront with She-Hulk, but they really missed. They dropped the ball with the Hulk because he's got it way worse than Mark's got it.
Yeah, he was a gangster in one of his personalities. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, he's got a devil Hulk. He's got a lot going on. He's fighting for control in his mind. You don't know what's gonna come out.
Yeah, he's damn powerful to be dealing with that kind of stuff. So
right.
You're the Hulk. Why you got a gun?
Just because he can't have one.
Just I don't feel like walking on you, of the day. Like,
Right, but you'd rather get shot by him than him put his hands on you though too.
Very true, right?
this is a wild concept. Like, oh, okay, yeah, you can break my arm. That's cool. I just say you can shoot me. Like, don't break my arm, sir. Fuck off. Yeah, man. It's so one episode out of 6. Yeah, I'm surprised it was pretty short, bro. It wasn't even like a full hour. It was only less than 40 minutes, I want to say. You know, that
It was an easy watch.
It was. But again, I don't know if that's good or bad for the long-term prospects, because I'm trying to get vested in this particular character and try to foresee where do I see him in the MCU going forward. And right now it feels way more anti-hero than hero, even though he got judged by the bad guy, and the bad guy's like, oh, you were sent here by the gods, let me leave you alone. But he's still facing them, so I don't know.
But you know what though, it is prototypical Marvel, where it looks like they blowing the budget on one-offs. You know what I mean? We're gonna do these episodes and that's it. You know what I mean? There's no part 2s, no part 3s, and it's just going, it looks like it's just going the same route, where, you know what I mean, they dipping their toe into a world, and we probably ain't gonna see that world again until a full-length feature or something like that. You know what I mean?
But to be fair, that's, like you said, that's been the MO. We don't really get to go in the Ant-Man's world or these other auxiliary characters when the main storyline's ahead. They just add those auxiliary characters to the main plot and go, oh, hey, here, by the way, here's my guy I called 2 weeks ago to help me out with this spider guy. You know, this guy can shrink and turn, you know, gigantic. So that's where I'm when we're in phase 4, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to see a Shang-Chi or the Eternals, or hell, now Moon Knight. Like, what are we doing here? They're starting to feel one off with no point. So I'm kind of looking for the point now. You know what I'm saying? Where we're gonna
don't underestimate Marvel, man, because a lot.
No, they're setting up tent poles, you know, clear across the board, and in some way they're gonna all connect. And I'm just curious to see how they all connect.
Very true, because like they paying off. You can tell they're paying off the whole Wanda series in the Strange movie that's coming up. Cool, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna pay off the Winter Soldier shit, and the woke Papa Doc stuff, and the new Captain America that's gonna come out. You know what I mean? So like they eventually, like, it's almost like taste testers. You know what I mean? They giving out the free samples right now. You know what I'm saying, of whatever, you know what I'm saying, and then they're gonna crack you over the head with a full-length feature, you know what I'm saying, for a bill.
I hope so.
Yep. Yeah. And whether they good or not, people gonna still say they good.
All types of shade.
They gonna still say this the greatest thing ever. So it don't matter what they could put out a screen with just static, and MCU fans will say it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I don't know what movie that'll be, but you know, speaking of the Marvel's got kind of a leg up on nut pile characters. With the Moon Knight coming out, I hope we can get to see, what's my man name, the Sentry. You know what I'm saying? That's one I'm looking forward to personally. So maybe phase 5 or 6 we'll get around to that.
Yeah, you're right. They do got a lot of characters struggling with mental health issues.
No, that is Marvel's MO, where it's, you have a character, they live in a life, some traumatic event happened to them, and then they become a superhero or they become a villain. It's literally the whole MO of Marvel. Something traumatic happened to them, whether they mind shattered, they lose their vision, something happened to them to make them take the path where they're going to either go by path of righteousness or the path of villain. You know what I mean? So
I'll say this too, like I'm trying to figure out where they're going. Like Sharon was saying earlier, they introducing a lot of like street level characters. The only one I think we've seen that's like got a higher capability is maybe Monica Rambeau, and we still haven't seen what Kamala's capable of, because that show hasn't came out yet. But like they just added Luke Cage and, you know, the different characters. I don't know per se if those specific characters are in the MCU, but every character that they brought, like even with was my man the Knight guy from Eternals with the sword, the Black Knight. Everybody's like street level, Blade, street level. Everybody that they're bringing in is street level. I don't really see them.
That's your twist, though, right?
I like street level shit, but you know the Avengers are supposed to be able to fight on all fronts. Can't have a bunch of street level cats in the Avengers.
When certain guys show up, I Daredevil can't help me. You know what I mean?
Right. You know, Moon Knight, it's only so much destructive force he can do as a crazy man.
Yeah, instead
You know what I'm
of a
saying?
batarang, he hits you with a half
A moon
crescent.
disc. You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
In a white hoodie, like, hey, I see you.
Right.
A long way.
What's Hyperion? Where's Sentry like you was talking about? We need some heavy hitters.
Somebody to come through and shake up the monotony. Well, I don't want to call it monotony. I don't know what I want to call it, but I know I'm fully attentive as to what the MCU is doing. So we really hope that you are too, internets, as you know, Moon Knight episode 1 has debuted, and we just came here to go ahead and wrap it up, give you our 2 cents on it. We'll probably more than likely most definitely be back to this wrap up episode 2. So please don't forget the discussion there. As always, you can find us on the Basement Protagonist on the YouTubes and the Facebooks of the world. Of course, as well as the Spotify's and the Apple Musics and anywhere else you can listen to your podcast, you can find the Basement Protagonist. So please don't leave us behind as Fresh drops the scroll for me. So once again, we appreciate you listening and watching and subscribing and commenting, especially on this one. As this one, Marvel, it was anticipated. I'm gonna say it was mid. It wasn't highly anticipated. It was only mid anticipated. But they finally
explain it.
Yeah, man, it wasn't one of them ones. Oh, we got to sit down and watch it. And it's the same with Kamala Khan there. Will Ms. Marvel, as we're gonna watch it, but I don't. It's not super high on the list. And then I'm curious to see where the hell these other characters start to fit in at now, because I don't want to waste time, effort, and energy if they're not going to show up and give me something to advance the story of their characters again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I feel you.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with that being said, I'm gonna just go ahead and wrap it up for the guys tonight, as you spent enough time watching us and riff on this particular episode of Moon Knight. So we hope you'll be back with us for episode 2 discussion. And that is, of course, the Basement Protagonist. And with that being said, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't know if you wanted to add any more else or anything that the internet might need to know.
No, that's all I got.
Same here. So with that being said, let's look forward to episode 2, and when it comes out, we can kick the discussion and get back to it. All right, internets, we'll leave it at that. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.